Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast. Me Matt, with 2 to fuel here on the Eastern Front and flag term. Remember that it's gonna be a victory point match, all the way 1000 points. This one might take a while. Let's go for the players. As in the search today we have Theo and Rachel, both have a command at the moment. As in the Germans today, with Smokey with Storm Tactics straight they gave for the Mthis. Orcon? Yeah, Orcon. That's like the division for the Wehrmacht. It just turns out. So it's quickly spreading out to try and get some ground after sitting in the initial buildings like the Storm Pioneers. Pushed pretty damn far up today. We'll see how that turns out for them. They get some shots in there. They have a good cover position there actually. And it's going to be a big problem for the Soviets unless they can get some more troops up there fast enough. Surge will secure the point and get back behind cover. So it's slowly getting up into the rest of the park up here. Like there was a car that drove through here and hit the statue and then got wrecked. A little bit of environmental storytelling, evidently. There's also a few shell craters around, so I guess this place has been hit or bombed before the battle begun. I'd like to see some environmental storytelling sometimes when the players make their maps. You also have a crashed out plane here. Looks like it's some kind of bomber. Pioneers moving up, Pioneers moving up. Double Pioneers actually for Orcon. Intriguing. What am I planning with those? They can get the Panzerbüchse early, and they can get the Panzerknacker if they're playing as Mechanist, as Lecter, I think, which is a pretty damn good upgrade for them actually. It means that they can get close enough to a tank, they can actually take him out. The Soviets are just getting more troops, and it looks like Rachel's going for professional Soviet troops rather than conscripts. Panzerwiki today. I feel like this thing is new, but I'm not certain. It just feels it to me. I don't think I've ever noticed it before in the times I've watched this map. But it's probably always been there. I'm just blind. And we have some Ballonian squads here from the Waffen-SS. Cheap alternative infantry if you're playing a Sturm. I don't think Sturm Pioneers want to go for that point while they're fighting Panzerwiki. Panzerwiki are far more accurate with the rifles. They can actually take accurate shots when the enemy is out in the open. These Sturm Pioneers are going to be in trouble. They're just going to zero in with the rifles. Also, the troops are arriving. Looks like there's going to be a lot of Panzerwiki today. It looks like we have a choice here from Rachel. It's going to be the 67th, which is Tank Destroyer. Fascinating. But the Wehrmacht has got a good position here, but the Panzerwiki is getting quite close. He may be able to toss a grenade. One Panzerwiki squad is going to go down. Molotov's being prepared, but the Germans have prepared a second defensive line. Actually, that's already placed on the map. Oh my. This looks very similar. Sturm going to just try to secure this, and they actually do secure it while retreating. But the Soviets are losing victory points. So they have to turn around somehow. Germans control a lot of the map, actually. It's still basically evenly split up, but I still think the Germans have the upper hand at the moment. They're getting some supplies from the victory points after all. It's certainly going to help. We also have an MG34 quickly being set up here by the Waffen-SS to cover the southern victory points. They just need to get it. It's the harder part. Maxim machine gun is arriving for the Soviets. And so it's a northern flank also getting Maxim. Looks like it's going to be double Maxim actually. Mines being laid here by the Germans. It's going to be some Sturminen. Good to see mines being utilized here by the Wehrmacht. As Germans secure the main road across this park area. We also have an MG42 coming up here from the Wehrmacht. Manned by some Panzer Grenadiers. They actually have a very good position for that MG42 here. But they're going to move further up actually. They might go down here to this little corner. They have a good area to operate from. Maxim's getting around here. Turrets are doing their best behind this little rock crubbing they have. Maxim now got sight up there, but Sturminen have been placed. The Soviets now have to be the ones to push. They're going to be losing victory points along their way. The Germans can actually just dig in and just try and hold on now. While the Soviets try to prepare for another push. Spearman Mark Slipper there for the Waffen-SS ready to tag up. They're being tossed out into the foliage. So let's move out. He will get the point there. So now the Germans can pull back, but that DPM and von Zwieg could take out the Sturm. Oh! Losing a Sturmgrenade. Yeah, that's not good. The machine guns have been placed here by the Waffen-SS and the Wehrmacht to cover most of the front line. So it's putting up Maxims in return. But the Soviets have to be the one to push. The Germans are going to take advantage, I reckon. More sandbags being laid here, and some barbed wire as well. Small pioneers went to the 5th Storm Pioneers, and the forward headquarters being set up here by the Waffen-SS, the Infanterie Hauptquartier. So Soviets dig in, but the Soviets still need to find a way to push. Soviets have teched up, going for their manpower upgrade. Pretty damn good to get early on. Pioneers are trying to get, Saddles trying to get close. LG-42 summoning fire. Maxim speed could have been rolled up under the cover of the Sappers. But MG-42 switches targets, good to see. MG-42 to reload. 2-1 arriving here. About to become a 2-2-2. I don't think the Soviets have the equipment to stop this yet. 2-2 is now present. Quickly opening fire. And can lay down a lot of fire with that autocannon. I'm getting to work already here. So it's lack stuff to fight it. That's going to allow the Grenadiers to start advancing. And that the Soviets have been pushed off. Germans going to take some more territory with this. Tank guns are ranking for the southern flank as well as a mortar. Good choice. So Gefio is going to start bombing the Waffen-SS positions. But the mortar has been prepared by the Germans just in case. So it's going for a T-70 here to try and counter the 2-2. The 2 has been upgraded with Radpanzer though, so the T-70 is going to have a hard time. Maxim has been captured by the Germans. But the Germans now have a lot more of a flank to work with here. Tank is arriving here to support. They want to try and take out that 2-2. He's opening fire. Looks like he managed to get out of range. They're being tossed in a German position. As the PTIS is preparing to get a target, they just need to get the 2-2 in range. There's some guard infantry still being prepared here. E-70 is on the move. I think the tank hunter should probably move up alongside it. ND-42 opened his fire on the T-70, probably a mistake. Panzerbüchse is being upgraded now. T-70 is preparing to drive close here. It's probably going to throw a grenade out the hatch. Oh, it's rolling a shrapnel round. Didn't do too much. But the MG-42 decides to pull back. And down here the Soviets making a push with smoke mortar shells. Trying to take the point. Sturmgewehr on the Wallonians against from shots-down range though. And a Wallonian battle group with MP-34s have been called in. The Soviets do decapture the point. Most Soviets are around to try and secure the front. There's some guards in the field here being upgraded with a PTRS. A semi-automatic Soviet anti-tank rifle. I don't think the Panzerbüchse can pierce the front of the T-70 reliably. 2-2 opens fire. It has a higher chance of penetration because the sheer amount of rounds will pull in. But the T-70 still has more frontal armor. So it's advancing. They don't know about the Shuminen yet though. Now they do. Oh, and that is stepped on one. But now the Soviets only need to get a minesweeper. Laying their own mines. Good to see. And the Germans are securing the southern point here. The balloons advancing with the MP-34s on the smoke cover. Getting quite close. The MP-34 surprisingly accurate. That was a Gewaldeladung to try and clear up the cover. So Soviets are now making a comeback quickly. They're doing their best. Pack 40 has arrived though. Getting a good shot there in the T-70. That's going to be immobilized. That goes stuck. Taking an easy target, but it... Oh my god, the pack bounced! That's rare. Especially in the T-70. Not gonna last for long. There it goes. Siscon has been rolled up though. But the German infantry is advancing first. This is not having any cover. Have to start rolling it back. But it makes them vulnerable to fire. If the Germans advancing up here, they have set up an MG-34. By this little podium of sorts. Where I believe weddings might have been held or something. Or perhaps even musical stuff. Like I could see like a little band of orchestra playing in that. See, meanwhile, the Germans are keeping on. They're also laying more mines. S-mines this time. Germans so far have the upper hand victory point-wise still. They have not lost a single victory point. Soviets are not doing too hard here. Valentine tank is being prepared though. A Lend-Lease vehicle from the British Commonwealth. The Soviets grew very fond of as an aggressive recon tank, I believe. You also have T-60s being read. Oh, they picked a granite. It's going to be a tank. We have T-60s coming out. Like a T-70, but it could put an autocannon instead. Might be very good for what they're dealing with down here, actually. Also have some Sturm Panzer Grenadiers here. Being upgraded with some PPSHs. They've captured on the eastern front here. But we have a proper eastern front fight going on. Guards advanced up a little bit too much under the MG-42 fire. Only lost one model though, well, two models. That is very rare. Usually would take a lot more damage. Here's the captured Maxim though, also opening fire. Panzer 4F1 is almost in the fields. The Amman is getting a lot of good gear, but there's double scissors now. The Soviets are preparing a cis front. Nah, pretty usual tactic for the Soviets back in the Second World War, and a pretty effective one, I believe. Just having as many AC guns as possible covering each other in a wide flank, or wide front. D6 is now present and opening fire with their autocannon. The Germans are going to have to deal with Panzerbüchse is being a Kettenpanzerbüchse, a Panzerstrike is being upgraded on one Panzerjäger here. Let's see if that'll be enough. Why is my nose so itchy today? Ugh. Hate having an itchy nose. Valentine and T-16 in the center. So it's doing assault here in the center. So far it's working out. Smoke is helping them get close. I don't think the Germans were prepared for a Soviet push. And balloons are gonna get overrun. Mortar took out, not mortar. Charles took out the mortar position. Cavalry stunned a lot of the Soviets though, but the Ballonian squad is gonna go down. E-60 is just laying pressure here. Valentine and T-60 in the center. Panzer 4F1 is taking an eye on it, but the Valentine has a good enough cannon to actually deal with the Panzer 4F1 generally. He says he's trying to take out some of the machine guns, but so far the terrain is blocking a lot of the shots. Pack hits the T-60. Siberian infantry is on the field as well. Man, that's a lot of stuff happening. Across the wide part of the front here in the park. Good shot there from the Valentine. Oh, but he's getting hit by the pack. Smoke runs trying to be loaded. Will it happen? Nope, too late. The Germans also hold the southern flank barely. They did force the T-60 back. Like a valiant attempt from the Soviets, but looks like the Germans have managed to hold. They still hold all 3 victory points. The Soviets had to try and come back again with another push. Man-half track is also arriving here for the Relic Division. And a flag emplacement has been set up here in the north. Just in case the Soviets bring in the air power. Never be too sure. T-60s require repairs though, but both T-60s are still operational. And the fighting so far is quieted down. Panzerjäger is moving up here with some infantry support. Panzergrenadiers and Sturmpioneers. Molotov on the Panzerjägers though. The Germans are still holding on here. Panzer strike being upgraded into Storm Pioneers, making them another anti-tank option. So far the fighting is holding on. Bunker's been set up here down on the southern flank by the Germans. War systems are being rolled up here, the Soviet Union. They can use as artillery pieces as well, which can start laying down pressure. This continuously harass the German line. So the Panzer IV been upgraded with naval weapon barrages. Not the Panzer 40. Command half track, I mean. So they could get in a good position to call in naval weapon rockets. This has been used to try and clear out the bunker's gunner, which is good to see. Using the recon team here to keep eyes on it. Just need to get down below a certain amount of health. And it'll start losing its gunner. P-60 on the flank. Not being repaired yet, but it's doing a good job with its auto cannon. Takes on one machine gun. Gets taken out though. But the Soviets can soon assault. They just need one more shot on that bunker, I think. There we go, gunner killed. Now if they have the infantry, they could start pushing up, but there's a Panzer IV command tank down here now. And this is a Sturm command tank, which means this one fires high explosive rounds. But the Sis gun is hitting it, which means it's really good at dealing with infantry, by the way. Normally the Germans don't get a lot of tanks and just fire explosive rounds as their basic weapon. They really help against infantry. There's a bunker here in the center for the Soviet Union. Siberians are having a long drawn-out firefight here. Actually, they're not even firing themselves. Should probably start doing that. That they fall back. They actually get mowed down. They do drop the DP, which the guards here could probably use. That MG42 is doing a lot of work. The guards grab the DPM, good to see. The firefights are just continuing. Guards are trying to assault. So those strikes are going in from the Sis guns, the MG42 has to pull back. Guards got into a better cover position up here. The DPM, they can lay down a lot more firepower. I think it was called a typewriter or disc player. And you've seen in the squad that can actually upgrade with base. Actually, we know there's one down here. Record player, that was the nickname. Oh, that's what it's called, because it's like it's playing a record because of the disc-shaped magazine, right? Southern Richard Point gets decaptured by the Soviets, but it's still not enough. MG30 here upgraded on the Sturm Grenadiers. Unique machine gun available to Sturm. Basically the precursor to the MG34. A very unique little machine gun you don't hear a lot about. Also only 30 rounds in it, which is not very efficient for a machine gun. Multi on the MG. They might actually clear it out. No, they managed to run out. Why did the Germans do so much? The Germans lost practically everything in the southern flank so quickly. I missed something. Damn, I think I missed me missing stuff. It's pretty normal. Par for the course. Looks like the half-track got destroyed, but the command team is still outside, ready to operate and provide assistance here in the front line. The Hauptmann is still ready to fight. Wehrmacht actually had issues with officer attrition during the war because Wehrmacht officers actually like to fight on the front. Well, I guess not like, but they had a tradition of fighting a lot on the front, close to the men, which led to a lot of high morale and coordination, but also, you know, high officer attrition, which started to really affect the Germans as the war went on. There was something that the German officers really went through over most of the war, I think, for the commanders in the field. Especially this Hauptmann here, he seems like he's a veteran of sorts. Probably fought the whole war on the Eastern Front here. Talk around here for the Soviet Union to allow replenishment. The Soviets are still trying to figure out how to advance. Panzer 48 to support Command Panzer. This could be a very deadly duo right here. Where's that Command Panzer able to fire high explosive rounds? As you can see there. I think now that Fonzaviki scored almost instantly. Well, the last guy will survive by looks of it. Cisco is doing its best here, but it's not enough. Now the command tank is in range. Tank hunters are trying to advance the command pans to swap targets. Need to focus on the tank hunter. Takes him out. Now the Panthers are advancing again. Second assist gun is pointed at them now. They got good shots there in on the command Panzer. It's gonna force it back. Smoke has been popped. Storm Pioneers are coming up. Storm Pioneers is coming up as well. Hit up one of them. Big assault there. Lots of action in this little park here. Panzers are advancing again. The command Panzer still vulnerable though. Mthis has his target. Yeah, it's trying to penetrate it. Even if he decides to pull back, looks like a nibble of a fight up here. Yeah, got called in here by the Hauptmann. Panzer IV arrived as well. Panzer that can swap between high explosive and AP, unique to Leichte. The Panzer IV is fighting down here still. He must probably prepare to pull back. KV-1 is being requisitioned by the Soviets. Panzer IV is advancing pretty far here. It's going to use his anti-infantry grenades. The anti-infantry countermeasures is being pulled out. There we go. But it got too close to the scissors. Man Panzer just has to pull back at this point. But the Germans are winning victory point-wise. Unless the Soviets can make a comeback, this looks like a straight-up win for the Germans. They've kind of made the Soviet push be halted. You want to issue your fire up here on the northern flank that I missed. We also have a Capitan here for the Soviet Union overseeing the front line now. Figure out what his plan is. Can he turn this fight around? Allow the Soviets to push through this park, or as the Germans to stop them all. Panzer being aimed here. T-60 pulls back. Here on the field here. Soviet heavy tank from early on in the war. Armor's not up to heavy armor levels at this point in the war, but it's still a reliable tank. And struck off a lot of the basic stuff. Panzer misses. They are being suppressed, which means they have low accuracy. Germans are trying to set up new bunkers, but they are under too much fire. I think the Soviets might have a chance to actually take the sub victory point if they can keep pushing. There's still another structure back here, which has lost its gunner. Other ones are going to lose its gunner too. See one more. There we go. Been cleared. They just have one squad to deal with now, and then they can actually assault. Next wave is pretty prepared here. And the Waffen has hold them. D6 is also providing fire support still. The mortars now dropping in smoke grenades. Aufplan the field as well. I think if the Aufplan is just going to be in the front line, it should just be able to open fire as well. It's 2 extra weapons that could be useful. Also, I believe they are fairly accurate actually. They're not bad in a defensive position. KV-1 is keeping an eye on them though. Firing high explosive round, takes out a squad. I don't think the command Panzer can fire the KV-1. It doesn't have the right gun for it. Yep. Cannot penetrate it with the high explosive rounds. Or the fact it's a stop nose, which will not do much to a KV. Panzer trigger is being rushed forwards though. Oh, just in front! Turrets are rushing everything in to try and take the point, but they fail. They do decapture it though. The Soviets really need to make a push somewhere. Also, they issued a 5 took a hit out here in the northern flank. Wehrmacht is repairing their flag emplacement. A Panzer very fast being rolled up as well. Now the Germans have a little bit more fire support. Hauptmann remains in the center. T-54 is arriving now for the Soviet Union. Basic medium tank of the Soviet army. T-60 gets taken out by a pack. High explosive round, but the KV takes it out. Oh my god! They assault the pack team. So it's still trying. They might be able to actually take the point this time. And they definitely needed to slow down the victory point decay. The Soviets actually managed to take a victory point. Wow. Stock G is arriving here for the Germans now to help hold up the front line. The Mthis is suddenly taking heavy losses. Once the Soviets get to late game, they can actually be quite hard to stop. Especially certain Soviet commanders. So it's still trying to apply pressure up here, but the Panzer G and the Wehrmacht is still firmly dug in. Looks like the Su-35 got taken out. But more elite infantry like the Siberians are being pushed forward here by the Soviet Union. But they don't have any easy way to approach. Oh, Panzer got hit there. Guess it was too close to the front. Now here in the southern flank to try and hold. This being upgraded with an MG42 for more infantry capabilities. Those are going to take the center victory point. And with that, I think the Soviets can actually turn this around slowly, but they are down to 155 points. They have 1,000 enemy points to try and fight through. That is going to be a very meaty chunk to get through. The Germans have a lot of time to make a comeback. Command Panzer pushes forwards. Wants to try and take out that Sis gun. Oh, but got penetrated. Lost his vision block. It's blind. But being popped and it decides to pull back. T-60 could carry it. It's firing only high explosive rounds. Which the T-60 is more or less impervious to, I think. But it's probably wise to just stay back. Because of the stock. But the Soviets actually managed to take the center victory point. That's huge. Man cars also arrived here, and we also have a Major on the field here for the Wehrmacht, trying to understand what the hell is going on. Why the Soviets are suddenly pushing again hard and would actually threaten to overrun this park. So a Major has arrived to try and see if he can coordinate things. Meanwhile, the Waffen SS suffered very heavy losses on that flank. Stock to the advance. Oh, mobility lost! He got hit by the SS. It's gonna be stuck. Oh, actually gets taken out. Good shot from the Sisses this time. More Wallonian volunteers have been called in. I'm using a lot of Wallonians today. And we'll quiet it down a little bit. Also a nice little pond here. There's a park after all. Like artillery's been called in up here. Oh, is this from the Soviet Kapitan? Yep, that's a heavy artillery from the Soviet Kapitan. It is going to be 122mm fire mission. Not the unique one from Tank Destroyer, which is like an Overwatch from the Soviet Air Force. There's gonna be a lot of shells coming in. You can hear them. Yeah, that is that's the Soviet artillery when it gets going. Soviets could now turn this around if they can just keep on the pressure. Kumanis are going to try and go for the center point, but they are being pinned down immediately. The command panzer cannot really deal with the T-34s. They only fire like closer rounds. Next wave, the Soviets are assaulting an open flank. Panzer is going to try and hold them off. Oh, good split there from the conscripts. Just keep the assault going. Molotov being tossed around. Panzer are doing their best to try and kill all the conscripts. But who killed them? Got some guardsmen on the flank. Siberians now advancing. They have suppressed the Panzer. Yes, they have to get out of there. And the T-34 just drives over, and that's just the Soviet thing to do. And as the Panzer Grenadiers got lost, suddenly the Germans are losing a lot of units. In a very short amount of time, the Soviet steamroller has arrived. The Sisses are just tearing through the German tanks. The Panzers cannot keep this up anymore. And suddenly all the victory points are in Soviet hands. And the Soviets are not stopping. As I've said before, the Soviet steamroller is very hard to stop once it gets going. Panther tank is being requisitioned though. And the Wehr might try and hold on until the Panther arrives. How about the Sturm Division? The Sturm Division is still mostly relying on Wallonian volunteers. Doing their best to try and fight back the Soviets. The Man-Panzer's going for the center here, but that might make it a target. But they can capture points. It is a Command Panzer after all. But it's going to be under a lot of scrutiny now. But it is only facing a T-34 at the moment. Oh, I gets hit by a heat round. Rockets being called here. Looks like it's going to be Nebelwerfer of some kind. Yeah, heavy Nebelwerfer. Man Panzer gets taken out. T-34 gets cleared out. The point is in German hands though, but the Soviets can just take it back. You have a Panther tank arriving, however this is the Panther A, which is slower, has slightly inferior armor, but it has the same gun. Ooh, another heavy barrage being prepared by the Soviet Capitan. Another 122mm barrage is going to be prepared. The Germans want to vacate this area. The warning shots are a very good sign what's going to happen. Here comes the shots. Not hitting too much, to be honest. The Germans have already moved. Oh, never mind. His by the Lieutenant. Lieutenant doesn't lose any members of his retinue. They just need to get some medical attention. Germans keep an eye on that center victory point. They don't want to lose it. They're being pinned down a lot by the DPMs, though. Headset's being stormed. That means it's not a headset. It's going to be a Flammheadset, I think. Need a Flammheadset. So it's going to be a headset where it's going to be replaced by a flamethrower. The Soviet KV-1 is now pushing for the center. Swing up into KV-1E, which gives it a little bit more armor to work with. 30% more armor, actually. That's actually not a little, but that's a lot. Makes it stand up a little bit more in the late war. That's a KV-8. That's a flamethrower tank. The Germans are not prepared for this. The Wallonian volunteers will just be burned up. Panther's trying to get shots in. I'm not going to shoot that from the path, but an SU-85 is preparing to move. The Germans really need to push the Soviets back. The Panther is a good tool for that. Because none of the Soviet tanks want to get into range of a Panther. SU-85 is waiting to take its chance. It's moving up now. I'm trying to see if we can get a good flanking shot on the Panther. 85 round loaded. That fails to penetrate. Gets hit in return. The Panthers don't want to risk it. The Germans might need to get a second Panther at this point if they want to try and survive. But the Soviets have somewhat turned this around. Very impressive to see. The Germans are trying to go for the southern victory point, but the Wallonians are going to get mowed down. Soviets have prepared forces to hold it. Stock F8 being prepared. Flammheads are advancing alongside more Wallonians as well as a Mthis officer. Flammheads is burning the Soviet troops to a crisp. As you can see, horrible, horrible. Skibaldano leans out that. KV-8's trying to try. There's going to be flamethrower action. Oh, it's trying to ram! It just rammed into the Hetzer. I keep forgetting the Soviets can just ram with their vehicles. And because it's the KV, it's just too big for the head, so it can just destroy it. SU-85 is pushing up. Panther can't see it though. Oh, that's double SU-85. All they need is one 85 shield to penetrate. That's all they need. So it still cannot take the center victory point yet. The Siberians are close though. Pontoviki leading the way. They'll be able to take it. Smoke coming in to also help them. Pioneers are going to start pushing up. Some Stoom Pioneers. Great Assault going in. Almost cleans up the front of Iggy. Panthers having a long firefight here. Stug F8 around here to support. They cannot see the SU-85. But SU-85 can see it. Oh, never mind. They've been spotted. F8's going in for a kill. Fails to penetrate. Gets hit by the other SU. It's going to be an F8. Oh, yeah, that's gone. But the Panther is still holding on for now. For how long? So say 85 is just going to keep trying to hit it. They're trying to destroy the F8. And they might be trying to deny the F8 to the Germans. Yeah, they're trying to hit it, but it's not really happening for some reason. There we go, F8 down. Now it's no longer recoverable. Well, the Germans have got another stock and another Flammhetzer. I'm not sure what the Sturm Commander can do at this point. They should probably save up their troops for something else, but they have to try and do something. And the Soviets are just building up more tanks. They're getting a T-45 now. With more overloading volunteers being pushed forwards. Harman calls in another Naval Weapon Barrage. There we go, Naval Weapon Rockets going in. That's gonna be a big barrage! And the Soviets move in time? They do manage to stun the Capitan, preventing another Soviet artillery strike. That's about all it does, but it does prevent the Soviets from doing that artillery strike. It's always useful. So I think the artillery strike they were preparing, they might have been preparing a Overwatch actually here. I think they were preparing an Overwatch. That's a very expensive one. But probably a good thing that the Germans prevented that. I don't think the Germans had would have had the means to stop a Soviet air push. Not at the moment, anyway. They don't have any AA available.
Crew, get ready. Officer standing by. Attention!
Let's see. Germans still holding on, but for how long? They are losing points now. Every time we grab this DPM on the ground. Squad can make use of that. German Lieutenant does his best to try and coordinate the front line behind the destroyed F8. The mortars opening fire again. The Mthis SS officers also present. Capitans should probably pull back. Have to wait a long time to get that air overwatch again. They have to pull him back. You also have more Siberians ready to move out and more guards now being upgraded with SVTs and a flamethrower. These guards can actually sneak, which is unique to Tank Destroyer. Allows them to get closer to the enemy. Like another artillery strike there is going to be from the Lieutenant, I reckon. Probably just going to be a precision barrage. Get some mortar rounds. Well, this is going on. The Germans are slowing down here. The Flammhetzer managed to push up somewhat and cause some havoc. Gets cleared out. To take out the T-60. Hans J falls up behind it. Cannot fight against all this though. Especially 85. Panzer IV has to pull back for repairs. They're dealing with a Soviet tank command, and once that gets going, that's going to be a lot of tanks. The Soviets are preparing a counter-assault here. So lack of German AT there, bringing a pack up. Can arrive fast enough. Explosive ones are ready to be loaded, I imagine. Yep, 85 high explosive does a lot of damage. I feels to penetrate, but with the pack present, the Soviets decide to pull back. H-85 is still pushing up, they're trying to threaten that Panther again. Germans have dug in a second defensive line here. The Germans need to make a comeback somewhere. With the Soviets also just digging in. They're also using the German flag now for their own advantage. E5 is being very persistent here. Takes another bunker. But the German outflies keeping eyes on them, I reckon. Yeah, they know where they are. I think the Siberians could spot them if they get close enough, because I think the Siberians are considered recon infantry. Pack has been recovered here. Pack has to be very cautious still. Oh, Pack is moving a little bit too far up. So far, his armor is hold up. We have another enabler for striking prepared. Guards try to advance here, but got mowed down by an MG42.
We are suffering losses.
Lots of fighting continues around the center here. Enabler for rockets going in around an MG. Oh, it destroys the MG that's been stolen. That's a lot of work there. The Luftwaffe is doing their best to just try and see if they can get to the point next, but it's been covered in Soviet AP mines now. Germans are trying to secure the central victory point. They're under a lot of fire. They'll be able to even decapture it. Soviets are arriving. Germans do decapture it, but that's not going to help too much. Hamper pushes somewhat up, but that wrecked the F1 command tank is still causing some issues. Tank's been lobbed into a position back here, I imagine. And they're using the cover here. The shooting fighters are just waiting in ambush back here. Point is in Soviet hands. Once again. P-45 advances. Be a little bit cautious when they know there's a Panther present. Stuk G and Panzer IV J for the Mthis is trying to gear up for something. But they have a lot of things to get through down here. Hopefully they can get through all that. Next wave of Soviet infantry is moving up here. Kapitan is ready. They're still waiting for that recharge in the Soviet air superiority. I imagine if they can get that going, they have practically won. Because it'll target things in all territories. But it takes a long time to prepare it. And it takes a whole minute to prepare it, and you are visible while you're doing. And he has to stand still for the whole duration, I think, while he's setting up. But it will target any enemy vehicles it can get. So that might be what Rachel's waiting for here. Well, the Soviet army is just gearing up with its tanks and waiting. They don't have to do any pushes now. It's up to the Germans to push. So it's hold all the victory points. It's a sudden turnabout, I will say. Somewhat quieted down. Then I should probably see if they can somehow get another Panther. I feel the Panther's kind of been their saving grace here in the center. Because the Panther is just such a... Oh yeah, a second Panther! Why didn't you? I know what I'm talking about, I guess. See? I am smart. No, not really, I'm dumb. I'm a dumbass. I'm a moron. Have you seen the channel's name? Let's see. Leutnant is also just running around here. Using it, has lost a lot of his retinue. The Howman is also moving back to the front. The Major is probably panicking a little bit and trying to figure out how to salvage the situation. Not been a good situation for the Germans suddenly. How did they explain this to High Command? They were holding the line and then the soldiers just pushed through and now they cannot seem to regain their composure. Composure the right word? Race just now ticked up fully. 40 minutes to go to the final tier. I guess they were just getting all the other resources and weapons, which is always nice. Don't need to fully tech up early on after all. Mines being laid here in case they get pushed back, good to see. So it's up preparing just in case of the worst scenario. The Flam hits has arrived.
Ready for action.
But the Soviets can just dig in and wait. They are not on the clock anymore. They can take full advantage of it. Looks like the Germans are going to try and get closer here with an Aufklärer. Want to see what they're dealing with. You can see there's a Dushka machine gun here. And the Soviets are preparing a preliminary front barrage from the Sis guns. Smoke 2. Are they going to do a tank assault? Oh, if they do a tank assault, they could get flanked by the Germans. Oh, it's just going to be Sappers heading up. Yeah, probably preparing the satchel charges to try and clear out the defenses. One satchel charge, they also go off. Balloons start moving, get mowed down. Second Pampas arrived. The Germans are going to try and make it go for the point. Mthis has been called here by the Lieutenant. Capitane's taking direct hold here on the Soviets for the hold the front line. Oh, high explosive on the T-4045 takes out the Pioneer squad. Hansky decided to pull back. Looks like the Lieutenant himself will try and lead the front. But he's under a lot of fire. I think he's under too much fire here. Penetration on the Panther. Even the Major is now moving up. They are both being pinned down. What is going on? The Germans were preparing a Panzer assault with Stocks. The Flamheads are prepared to get around. A lot of mines have been prepared though. They're so far avoiding the AT mines. And it's actually working. I am not sure how it's working, but it is working. Very well played here from the Germans. They actually managed to make a breakthrough down here. The Stocks and the Flamhits and the Panzer IV-J was just too much, but now the 85s are arriving. Here's the Panzer IV-J. Ram attempt here on the Hetson, just driving through it. The Ram keeps going. What? That does not seem right. What the hell happened there? That did not seem right at all. I feel the ramming should perhaps be toned down a little bit. It's honestly feel more like a last-ditch attempt than something you can just do. But the Germans did do a lot of damage. And then we moved on to try and take the point back. So it did something. And they have managed to decapture it. But they can't do much more than that. But the Germans have failed to get the center victory point. But they have done some damage here too. There's the Soviet Capitan. He's still back here. He could start calling in the Overwatch. And indeed he is. Oh god. Are we gonna see the Red Air Force clear out the map? We could see the Red Air Force come in and clear it out. We also have an ISG-152 on the field now. Very big gun in the Soviet arsenal. Probably the biggest. I think it's actually a battleship cannon they mounted on a tank chassis. Oh, and he's the Overwatch soon gonna be. I don't think that those Panthers are gonna be safe. The Germans don't have any AA. I guess they have one AA piece, but that's not gonna be enough. The Red Air Force is about to clear them out. Oh no, they're not prepared for this. Germans are preparing for another push here. But the Red Air Force is about to come in. Yeah, the Red Air Force is gonna scour this whole part when they can see the tanks. Here they come. Here comes the anti-tank bombs. The Panther is heavily armored, but those are just gonna keep arriving. And that's one Panther gone.
We are losing Soldat.
The Red Air Force just keeps flying overhead here. And the Panzers cannot even move around anymore because of this. Well, this is going on, the ISU is also assaulting. Because they know there's now no German tank that can move to try and counter them. As long as the Red Air Force is just keeping eyes on everything. What can the Germans do against this? Like the Panthers move all the way to the back of the base to be safe. And Panzer gets being moved up here, but the ISU is just taking shots. EV-45 is also advancing down here. I said more of them. There's still a pack present though. Packs being rearmed. Panzer is trying to hit the ISU. Soviet sappers trying to advance, but they're running into some Panzergrenadiers. Where it's been tossed though. Oh, and the Red Air Force has got a new target. The Panther's been spotted again. They're just hounding it. If we got cleared out down there. Man, this is nuts. Panther still rolling back for repairs. Soviet guards also advancing now. No, it's not that much that can stop them while the Red Air Force has their backs. And the captain is still there to just call in because he has to stand still while this is happening. Because if he stops standing still, it'll get cancelled. He's coordinating everything. Giving him the go-aheads. Morton placement's now gonna fall too. So it's just advancing relentlessly now in the park. Like, how long is the duration? 180 seconds. And it's gonna be about done about now. And that's why you should always have AA of some kind if the enemy goes to command that can use aircraft. I think they remain around though until they can get their last payload off. That's a weird plain logic in this game. That's why you, as I said, you should probably get some AA, but it's very hard to get in their current position. And they're coming in for their drop now. Here they come. Okay, they did something there. Now they're off. Oh, no, they're coming around again. The Red Air Force is just not letting up. Here they come. They're coming around again. And the Panther's about to go down now. Yeah, I feel the airstrike should probably be toned down in some capacity. Well, I like the idea of the officer having to stand still for the duration of them. I feel they need to figure out a way to ensure that the planes leave after a certain amount of time. The Soviets turn this around. The Panther's doing his best to hold, but that was too much. If the Germans had a few flak guns set up to prepare for this, they could probably have held them off. Having no flak meant they were very vulnerable to the armored fist of the Red Air Force within the IL-2s when they came in. And cleared out the way for the rest of the Red Army. And they're still flying ahead. That is probably something that you could fix in some way. Not sure how. I mean, they're not wrong. The Soviets had already taken all the victory points long before that airstrike came in. The airstrike is just basically the nail in the coffin. But it certainly made it possible for the Germans to ever make a comeback again, that's for certain. Looks like it's over here. PG is called. So they might actually remain until the points just get taken out. And it's not that long anymore anyway, because they've just taken them all. If they force the Joyce running in to finish off everything. That's what could the Germans really do in this situation at this point. When the Soviet steamroller gets going, it's just very hard to stop it. In fact, the planes are still overhead, it's just silly. And there we go. I hope you'll enjoy it. I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye bye.